together and getting inspired and starting doing it. First few places in the world where they went in 90s, Shri Mataji, Professor Rai and other senior Sahaja Yogis, they went. And how then we did some work in Mumbai in the Sahaja Yoga Center. And then how all over the world now people are doing Sahaj work and spreading Sahaj Yoga. And the main idea is to tell you about little bit about scientific. This is not a presentation for doctors actually. I've just taken few slides from there. So it just shows, gives you a little background as to what has been done. Much more has been done than what I will show you here. And so that you can go back to your collectives and try and propagate Sahaj Yoga. The idea is to, in fact, Shri Mataji says, the only purpose of these pujas and seminars is to get yourself vibrated so that you can go and do Sahaj Yoga propagation work. So we'll go through that, and before that, just to give you an introduction, how these first researches were started, and they were on the stress. And why we went on the stress, because you will relate it much better that in USA now, this is called the millennium generation. These are your children, and most of the youngsters here, they are the people who are born with all these gadgets around, you know. So these are the people who are information overloaded. They are, you know, WhatsApp and this Instagram and all those things. And what are these people? Between 1982 till today, those people who are born, most of these parents are overprotected and they have been pushed to succeed in life. And the more they earn, the better, the smarter they are called. So these are the millennium children, and this is a study from US only. Don't read everything, but just one or two things, that 50% feel anxiety. This is the college study. And 50% rate their stress levels above average. This is across the different races. And lot of drinking in students and drug addiction these days. And all is related to stress. So what is stress is basically some demand on you which you are unable to meet. Anything, maybe a little change in your routine or any demand in which you are unable to meet. And it is 6 times more predictive of heart disease than even smoking or high BP. So you can understand how bad stress is. And when you are stressed, what happens is the person on the left side, see how his mouth becomes dry, his palms are sweaty, you know, his heart is racing, and his blood pressure and all goes up. And there is a guy who's more meditative guy, you can say, and see how relaxed he is standing. So this is what we knew about stress. And then we thought, stress is like, I think you have 9/11 system here, which is the emergency system, or maybe it is in Europe, I don't know. And this is, the response is in the body is like an emergency. So when you are stressed, the body is in the panic mode. It is ready to, you know, you are ready to either fly or fight. So it has many things. Some things happen in your body, some things happen in the molecules in your body, and some things happen in your brain and psyche in the stress. So this was interesting to doctors as to what to do about stress, because there was only tranquilizers. Drugs like Valium and Alprazolam and all these drugs were the only drugs which were available, nothing to do. And so what happened was that we came in touch with Shri Mataji, and Shri Mataji told us that about Sahaja Yoga, you know, that there is an individual, there is an energy which awakens, it actualizes in the limbic system, and limbic system is known to modulate all your autonomic responses, like your heart rate, your blood pressure, your respiratory rate is all modulated by hypothalamus, which is controlled by limbic system. So when Shri Mataji was talking about limbic system, the doctors got interested. Yesterday also in the puja talk, she was talking about the limbic system day before. So we got interested that, okay, there is something, if it can work without medicines there, then let us try. And this is what Professor Rai tried for the first time, that was about 85, I think 85, 86. They started to see first the changes in the body, and a lot of changes they saw, but I'll tell you only 2 or 3 of them, that they got hold of people who came to OPD in the hospital and let them meditate for 8, 12, and 16 weeks. And then what they saw was that their heart rate started coming down significantly. Not only heart rate, their blood pressure came down significantly, also their respiratory rate came down significantly. And these were all the things when you get into panic or anxiety. Many of you must be facing anxiety in such situations. How your breathing rate becomes fast, your heart rate, your blood pressure. So they measured all those things before and 16 weeks after meditation, and they found they were significantly decreased. And that got published in the various journals. So this was a stimulus, and this research was all done in direct attention of Shri Mataji. Each time they would do a research, she would send senior Sahaja Yogis to the Lady Hardinge Medical School where this was being done in that hospital, and all the results were directly conveyed to Shri Mataji that this is happening, this is. And so these first thesis, and I must tell you that first 1 or 2 works, the second work I think was done by Dr. Deepak Chugh, who's now I think in Mississippi or California. He's a neurologist here, but he was a physiology MD student. He was, I think, the first or the second student. He's in the second thesis there under my father. Yeah, and he was at Lady Hardinge there. And again, under direct attention of Shri Mataji, these studies were done. So first studies were done there, and then these followed. These were the biochemicals. So they wanted to now see the bad molecules. What happens to the bad molecules? So like VMA is a bad molecule, it's a stress molecule. It's a breakdown product of adrenaline, which is the stress molecule. So they saw that it is considerably decreased in people who do Sahaja Yoga meditation. So this was regarding the stress thing. Then scientists wanted to see what happens to relaxation. Stress, okay, even if you close your eyes or you visualize some good scenery or a good place in the world, if you visualize, your stress levels can come down. But parasympathetic means what to do about the parasympathetic system. Sympathetic is okay, is the one which gives you heart rate, blood pressure, everything. Parasympathetic is the rest. So you can't decrease your heart rate. You can increase your heart rate by thinking about something very dangerous or fearful, but you can't decrease. Can you decrease? If I tell you to heart rate, very difficult, you cannot decrease. But Shri Mataji said that when the Kundalini rises in the central channel, your parasympathetic gets activated. So the indirect proof is that your heart rate should go down. And that significant research has been done. Dr. Madhur Rai is her thesis on this topic recently submitted and accepted by the university. And she is pursuing now her research in Mumbai, and this is how they do. There is a machine and they put it. There's a student in our MGM medical school who is a Sahaja Yogini. I mean, she does Sahaja Yoga, and this is how they were recording. This is all senior Sahaja Yogis. Mr. Golab there, who's our, who's Suhas' father-in-law. So he has been there for 40 years or so as a leader. So we got hold of, this is Dr. Nana, another doctor, who wanted to come here but didn't get the visa. So I think you give Bandhan, next time she should come here. So these all people participated. So these were Sahaja Yogis, and then there were people who were non-Sahaja Yogis. And these 2 researches were done, one earlier in the Sahaja Yoga Health Center, and this is from UK, and that is one of the students from MGM who's doing it. And what this is, see, this is what I wanted to tell. What they are seeing, you are seeing these peaks on the graph, the red one and the yellow. So red is the stress peak, is the sympathetic, and yellow is the relaxing. And you see, just after 2 or 3 minutes, after 2 or 3 minutes of meditation, just 3 minutes, 2 or 3 minutes, the red peak goes down, and see how the yellow peak on the right side, the yellow peak, how it goes up. That is the parasympathetic, that is the de-stressing, that is the relaxation switch. So here we started giving for the first time very direct proof. And we were talking to some yogis, Swapnil here. If we can make this app on a phone, you can just put one electrode on each one of you, let them meditate, even if you go to corporate sectors or to companies, and you can see how their stress will come down and how their relaxation will go up. So if this big machine, we can get it into a small phone, then it will become a very easy method of measuring stress. So we have discussed, let us see if something comes out of it. So this is just to, so then we wanted to see mind, body, what happens on the brain, and then very sophisticated research in Russia, in Siberia, by Golokoshain and Aftanas. Golokoshain is a Sahaja Yogi. I think he should be in States. He was here in Washington for some time. They showed, you see the brain on the right side, how your connection improves. Various parts of your brain get better connected. Not only that, your irrelevant processes go down. That means your thinking, your worrying. Irrelevant processes are your worrying goes down. And also you get positive emotions, they have shown. So the joy, when the Kundalini actualizes on the limbic system, you get what is called as Niranand, or the joy. So they have seen that positive emotions also improve with this. So there are so many of these with very sophisticated researches. I've just shown you one of them. And then we wanted to see what happens on the psychological side of it. And this is one we did in the health center. They were about, we did about 178 people, all from different parts of the world, and we did them 1 week of intensive Sahaja Yoga, like Vashi you do here. And what we found was that anxiety and depression in these patients, even in 1 week of meditation, they decrease significantly. Not only that, we had some normal people who also did this intensive mini Vashi, and their psychological health improved. No, what I'm trying to tell, no, the normal people's psychological health, normal people also do, most of you are normal. So yeah. So so we measured the psychological health. We measured it on a form. So if you have anxiety, your depression, your scores improved. But we continued it with people who were normal on this performer. They didn't have any anxiety or depression. But their scores improved also. So each of you who's normal has a capacity to make your psychological system more robust. Even if you are normal, you can make it more robust so that you are better adapted to deal with day-to-day stress. So that is what was the significant thing that came out. This was again a girl called Shangchia. She was doing her PhD. She came to us in Mumbai from Pittsburgh University. She came here. And between my medical school and Sahaja Yoga Center, we did this research. Again, this is published in a very, very prestigious journal. And again, what it shows that your quality of life and anxiety levels decrease significantly. Now, this worker has now come to London, and I didn't hear from her. I don't think she has done. I would have liked her to do more work on Sahaja Yoga, but I didn't hear from her. But she was with us for 1 or 2 months there, and she did very good work there. So not only on your brain, psyche, and your bad molecules and your blood pressure and all, there were very good studies done for management. Now all of you guys are management guys. All Indians I know are IT guys and or management MBA guys. So they did this response study, and this was done by Professor Muruzio. You must have heard of him. He's in INSEAD school, business school. That's a very famous business school, and he's a famous faculty there. They did a study, can't go into details, but I think 18 or 19 companies and all managers and all, and they did this Sahaja Yoga program and compared it with Hatha Yoga program. And just the conclusion, what they said was that meditation can improve social responsible behavior among managers. Different countries, different races, and different religions. Hatha Yoga also showed improvement in corporate social responsibility. But Sahaja Yoga meditation shows stronger impact on emotional well-being. So you become socially more responsible, and you are becoming emotionally stronger. And this again a very big study called the response study. You can get it from the net actually. And this is about the managers. And then the emotional intelligence part of it. You know, in each job, you must have realized rational intelligence counts till a certain level. That is your degree, your BA, MA, or your school and college grades. But whether you succeed in life or not will be your emotional intelligence. How you behave with others, how you behave with your juniors, how you behave with your seniors, how much reactions you can control. And that, Sahaja Yoga, we are always praying, Mother, please don't make me reactive, put me in witness state. And this is what they did there. They did with these Sahaja Yoga people. And again, this study from Australia shows that clarity and repair of emotions were better in people who were meditating than in people who were not meditating. So you can repair your emotions. You may be emotionally hurt, but you can repair your emotions very fast. And your thinking is very clear. And this was also a project for masters or in applied psychology. And then recently, Katya Rubia from UK has done this with Italian. There are a lot of doctors. She's not alone. There are a lot of Italian doctors and all. They did MRI scans of meditators, and they found that it was known till some time back that brain doesn't regenerate, or brain only atrophies. It just shrinks. It doesn't increase in size. But they have shown that meditators, the brain in certain areas has maintained size or has increased in size in those who have been meditating for a long time. So in a way, you can make your brain little regenerative also, which is good for preventing dementia and other things in this thing. And this is the study, very famous study. This is done by Wolfgang from Austria. You would have heard of this. He showed that drug addiction, 97% of chronic drug consumers stop taking drugs. And 42% after first week and 32% after first month. So most of the people, you see the graph, how it comes down at 12 months to only 6% people left with drug addiction. So this is this, and this again from Toronto, because there are a lot of people from Canada. Professor Ram Mishra, my father's friend and one of the researchers at the early times, and he's professor of clinical chemistry. Not seen him for 20 years. I mean, I've not met him, but I've seen him at 25 years back. He has done this beautiful study which shows that those people who are meditating, they increase the positive hormone, the hormone that gives you the high, the hormone that gives you the happiness, that is called endorphin. And they have shown that there is 70% increase in endorphins of people in people who meditate. Maybe he's doing some more work now, as I've been told. And was the center. This is the earlier time. Now it is a bigger room there. And this was the book that all the researchers at Professor Rai time and in 90s were put in this book in 1994. And this book, Medical Science Enlightened, was released by President of India, I think in 1994 or 5. And we had gone to the President House to get it released. And now somehow, after these researches, then started the expansion of Sahaja Yoga in a different dimension. Then all these doctors, including my father, then maybe Wolfgang, Ramesh and other people, they started going with Shri Mataji to different places, and now we presented Sahaja Yoga as both a scientific and a spiritual discipline. So in 89 she started going to Soviet, because by that time a lot of scientific material had come with us. What I am trying to tell you is how it has evolved, how Sahaja Yoga and science have amalgamated. In 80s, when the researchers came, it started getting amalgamated. So when they went to Soviet Union, they put a scientific base to it. And there were agreements signed that Sahaja Yoga could be practiced. There were meetings with the health minister and all. So lot of these meetings were at Petersburg, Kiev, Teligati and other places. And at a medical conference in Moscow, there were 600 doctors at that time. You see, this is the meeting with their health minister and everybody. They wanted to see if Sahaja Yoga can be put in Soviet Union in different hospitals. And Shri Mataji got a award from the Petrovska Academy of Art and Science, where Einstein is one of the members. And so these are different things. This is the Unity International Award in Delhi, where Shri Mataji was conferred for the Unity International Award. And this again, the Russian Award, Science Conference Award 1994. Shri Mataji was awarded this award. These are the kind of programs they did in Russia at that time. They used to do it in stadiums. You know, it was not halls. There were full stadiums full of these. So they did these programs at that time. And this is the kind of realization program they used to have. This is between 89 and 95, 90. So thousands of people would, get their realization there. And this is how after the programs, the doctors would treat. Professor Rai is there, Dr. Nigam. They would work on each of these patients and try to see what are the blockages. And this is again the peace conference in Pune. That is Alfred Nobel, who is standing there, the white gentleman. He is the grandson of, he is the grandson of Alfred Nobel, who is the originator of the Nobel Prize. And his name is Claes Nobel. And he was there in Pune, and he gave an award to Shri Mataji. And Shri Mataji was twice nominated for Nobel Peace Prize. And this award was given to Professor Rai for his research in Russia. It's the Valdemir Award. And everyone knows that Shri Mataji's main work was in England. These are some of the photos, 16 years she spent, and how big programs in Royal Albert Hall she used to do. This Shri Mataji is meeting the Queen of England at that time. And in England also, these big programs used to take place where hundreds of people used to get their realization. Shri Mataji used to mingle with the people and accept flowers and give them realization. This is in England. This is in America. She was invited to United Nations on 4 occasions between 89 and 94 to speak on ways to achieve world peace. And at that time, many people put some days in Shri Mataji's name. I have few listed here in Philadelphia or in Cincinnati and city of Berkeley. And Shri Mataji paid a lot of attention to America, and she tried a lot. So that National Institute of Health, where Shri Mataji hosted a program in June 2000. And this was attended by 550 medical professionals in NIH, that is in Maryland. And she spoke to an audience about secret of medicine. And she said modern medicine addresses only left and right sympathetic nervous system. But Sahaja Yoga is the way meta-science, which first time concerned with parasympathetic nervous system. And later in the research, we showed how within 2 minutes your parasympathetic is going up. So, but Shri Mataji was telling this in 2000. And see, in 6:30 p.m. on Fridays, there used to be a session on Sahaja Yoga. Wednesday evening, all Sahaja Yoga. This is the news from NIH. I took it from the net. And it's at that time when Shri Mataji spoke, it shows that Sahaja Yoga clinical center for staff at 6:30 p.m. on all Fridays in medical boardroom. So they would do this meditation in NIH. These are the various foreign conferences. This one is doing in Russia. This is 90s when they did the research. They went to America, they went to USA, and Professor Rai took these researches to different parts of the world. And this is in Russia, this is in USA, I don't know in Washington or which place. This is again some hall in US where they are doing this program of Sahaja Yoga. This is in Milan. And this is in Paris so this is all 90s and early 2000s. This is Austria, you can see Wolfgang there, quite young at that time. And this is in China. I think you know Dr. Bonidet here on the left side. On the left side, a neurologist in France. Dr. Bonidet is a Sahaja Yogi. And in China, they almost signed an agreement. They signed an agreement that Sahaja Yoga should be practiced in most of the hospitals. But that didn't take place, that didn't go forward because the problem came that they were objecting to putting Shri Mataji's photograph there. and so that fizzled out. Alex Henshaw is there as one of the people who were there, and they are signing the agreement at that time. It's again somewhere in, I think, Malaysia, and somewhere in Bulgaria. So what I'm trying to tell is that this is in 1998. Father came to NIH in Washington, and this is the lecture they delivered. You can see the U.S. flag at the back, I think, and this is and after the program they tried to, the yogis there tried to work on all those who were present, and and this is a doctors' conference in India. What I want to say that Shri Mataji used to go herself with the doctors to do the conference. But there is a miracle photograph in this. Anybody can see? Can you see? See on that another gentleman's head, there is a full swastik. You've seen such a good swastik made of vibrations. Many times I showed this photograph, but few years back only I noticed. See in the down below, there is a full swastik properly made with the vibrations there. It's nothing to do with gentleman who's sitting there or his head. It's just in front of Shri Mataji. You know, it's a swastik formed in front of Shri Mataji. Somebody is sitting there. So it's a full. Actually, if the photograph would have been taken little lower, you would have seen full. This is a very nice swastik there. So then we went to the United Nations at Bonn, and this was the conference was held in Bonn along with Bonn University. And this we presented, 4 or 5 of doctors presented. This is Katia from England, and we did it at the United Nations. This is myself. Then this is Morozio, who did this response project from Italy. And this is Dr. Madhur, who's presenting. Wolfgang was with us. He was also presenting at the Bonn. And this is the kind of things, conference rooms. And this is we people meeting after the conference, all of us. This was in 2007, we went there. And then we're just trying to show that in Bombay also, as soon as we came to in 2001, this is 2003, started going to small programs. My son who's sitting there is now a doctor. The first boy who's sitting quite stupefied, just with closed eyes. He has recently become a medical doctor, yeah. So these are the kind, and then many articles from Mumbai went regarding Sahaja Yoga, and these are the mainly lot of programs and articles, and so we can try through various programs, to various newspapers, to various other means to do. This is various conferences. Quickly I'll show you. This is the Maharashtra Association of Physicians conference where we were doing, and these are all the doctors taking their realization. This is all the Inspector Generals of Police for which we did in all over the Maharashtra. All high officials are there, Inspector Generals and all. This is in Mumbai in my medical school. These are various medical schools we go and do for doctors. This is in Andhra. This is in Gandhi Medical College in Hyderabad we are doing. Again, somewhere in Nasik we are doing for so many doctors there sitting. And this is in Colombo, where there is a World Congress of Integrated Medicine. And there we did a full session on Sahaja Yoga. 700 doctors from all over the world attended. And we got a good stage there to do that. And we presented also about Shri Mataji. And these are the doctors taking realization. The first 3 of them are from Pakistan. Actually, I didn't know. This is Pakistan occupied Indian territory. We didn't know that. So basically a country which we don't have much relations. But see, Sahaja Yoga crosses these boundaries. This is from basically an enemy country. But these people took their realization, the first 3 of them. So when they told they are from Azad Kashmir, I didn't understand what they are telling. But this is the part of our area which they have occupied there. So, but they took realization, you see. So this is the photo which is quite this thing. This we conducted both of us workshop there. And again photograph from there only. This is the next conference, 2011, Heidelberg. This is the first time I saw those beautiful villas there, you see, of course. And now such beautiful villas I am seeing again in America. So I was very stupefied there. These are the people who were there from India. Ramesh is not seen, he was late, but he was a part of us. Then the second person sitting next to me is Goloko Shine. He's done beautiful work on EEGs and the brain work I showed you. Third is Andri, he works in UN in Germany. Then is Maurizio, and last one is the director of World Health Organization there sitting. And we did these sessions there. And the person looking on the screen here is the Vice Chancellor for the United Nations University. There's some Malaysian guy who's there. So there were, what I'm trying to show, there are a lot of doctors who took to it. And then other ways, other places like Bombay High Court we went. These are all judges and lawyers who are taking their realization and relate to from Mumbai to Nagpur and many places. And these are the Association of Physicians conference will last 5 years. I'm trying to project Sahaja Yoga there. And Shri Mataji is giving me a chance to do that. One of the largest conferences in the world, 14 to 16,000 physicians attend these conferences. This is chapters on Sahaja Yoga being published in the books now. Again, last 4 or 5 years, continuously we have chapters in the book on Sahaja Yoga. This is Gangaram Hospital, this very famous hospital in India, like your Mass General Hospital here in Boston, or maybe Sloan Kettering. And this is the place where I got educated, and these are all my teachers sitting there. And they called me to give an oration. Any of the students who would later become some professors or something, they called to felicitate you. So they asked me what you will speak. I said I will speak on stress and Sahaja Yoga. And the last person sitting has been my postgraduate guide. He's my teacher whom I have been directly educated with, Dr. P.S. Gupta, who's sitting here. And all of them, they're big doctors, very big doctors of India. They're all taking their realization there. And they're all my teachers, and this was at Delhi. And this I want to share is Shri Mataji's visit to the center in Mumbai. And this was in 2007. Suddenly we were blessed. The whole movie will be on the YouTube, I think, but this is how she came. First she was thinking she'll not come down, and then we went to garland her. The plan was that the car will stop. Sir CP will just come down for 2 minutes to use the washroom, and then they'll go. Shri Mataji said, no, we'll come down. And this is, these are the various, these are our doctors there who were there present, and our music team. And this is, she came there, and this is, Dr. Madhur is doing the aarti for her, and then putting perfume to Shri Mataji. And then we presented what all work and where all we have gone in a very nice album with a CD. All. So she is inaugurating that album here, and we put everything into a CD, so she is seeing that. And we explained to her where all we went. She took a lot of interest to hear that. This is my mother. She's meeting Shri Mataji. And then she said, okay, everyone sit down, and I want to give realization. And then so suddenly she took her hands like this, and later everyone was sitting, and she asked everyone, everyone is getting cool, anyone not getting, tell me. So again and again she asked, So then then I introduced the team of doctors we had there. You can see Bandekar madam is there, then Anoop is there. Jagruti is one of the doctors not here. Dongre is still there. Most of them have left, but one or two are there, still there. And this is how they were, this thing. Okay, sorry, I'm going back, And this is when she's finally leaving for, Pune. So basically what I have tried to show you very quickly is how science got, they amalgamated, how initially after the scientific revolution, we can say, they went around the world, the initial people, and then more and more people have now started doing researches. To name a few, Ramesh is doing very good work in Australia, very good work he has done. Katya in England, Sheng Chia in England, Deepak Chugh is one of the original people who have done. One of the first persons who has done is Dr. Deepak Chugh. And then some Italian workers whose name I can't recall. Then Ram Misra from Canada, David Spiro, and Ashish Pradhan has also contributed in his own way. Murugio from from France is doing. Wolfgang has done some good work, and Dr. Madhur has done a lot of researches now. She is now actively researching, and like that there are many others who have been doing. And so now initially 90s they were going around. Now most of these doctors are also going around. Ramesh has gone around a lot of places. Katia has gone, and they are trying to spread Sahaja Yoga. So if you know that these are the scientific advantages one has, then you can also go and talk to people, and all these references can be googled out. That is not a problem. And you know, Shri Mataji stayed in Gandhiji's ashram. And this is one of the things I found out on the back of a magazine. He also speaks of silence, that divine radio is always singing. I think what he meant was the Brahma Chaitanya weather. And we could only make ourselves ready to listen to it. But it is impossible to listen without silence. So thoughtlessness is the silence they are talking about. And these are all the various academic and political awards and all the prizes Shri Mataji got. And so I'll end here, and thank you all for your very patient work.